And we both have our beverages,
We have coconut water.
our coconut waters.
I have Harmless Harvest coconut water.
I have 365 Whole Foods brand, which is actually it's pretty tasty. It's not. I kind of like 365 brand. They make pretty good stuff.
Ah,
And and this was a good deal. This was a whole case of 12 for $10. Pretty good.
that's very good.
So I was telling Dante people that this is my first day going fruitarian, all fruits.
Fruits.
Let me put this. All fruits. We'll have to see how it goes. I did this last year, about this exact same time of the year, and I lasted about 3 weeks. And it was really great. Um, but I think I was going about it the wrong way. I think
Mm,
to be really successful fruitarian, I think you have to just like eat throughout the day. Like you have to graze, basically. You have to graze. You have to like almost constantly be eating something.
you have to be a
Or
grazer.
like yeah, like every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes, like have something there. And today that's worked really well. I mean, I've eaten like something every half hour to hour. Either that or been drinking coconut water and it's like I feel great. I feel really good.
What did you have to eat today?
I had started with a coconut water, then I went straight to Whole Foods cuz last night I made the choice that I was going all fruit because we celebrated my mother-in-law's birthday last night or yesterday,
Mm.
and we went out to eat, and then we proceeded to eat a vegan cake, and I felt like absolute crap in the nighttime, and I couldn't sleep, could not sleep a wink, and I decided last night I was just laying there like this is stupid. Like why do I do this? Just like any addiction, you know. It's like you hit a breaking point and you realize and you just make the choice. So, yeah, so I had coconut water, went to Whole Foods, then ate I think 3 mangoes, the smaller ones, the smaller, and then I
The
had
yellow ones?
huh?
The yellow ones?
Yeah, the smaller yellow. They're really really yummy, really
Right?
delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And Whole Foods has a good deal on those right now too. A nice case for pretty cheap. And then I went for a bike ride, and then I uh, came back, napped a little bit, and then had an avocado, and then I think another mango or two over the next couple of hours, maybe another one or two coconut waters, and now I'm just here with
Mm.
coconut water. And it's like that I ate that little, but I feel so energized and so good. And I don't feel hungry.
Yeah.
Like I'm not undercarbing. I feel like I'm satiating. Dude, turn that thing off, man. Your
I
phone.
don't know
Oh, that's your
how.
phone. That's the phone. That's your recording
Yeah,
device. It's doing that.
it is all correct advice. Oh, I just had to put it on silent. That's what it
Oh.
is. Because it was on vibrate. I had no idea.
So you guys will get to see what happens if I am able to stick with it, or if I go back to cooked. My whole family eats cooked. Remember that. My whole family eats cooked. A lot of pressure, from them to still eat their food. But sometimes you just gotta take a step for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, what mindset do you feel like you have to have when doing this?
Uh, well, I think you know what. I mean, you gotta be realistic about it. You need to listen to your body. You need to, um, I feel like the biggest thing is just persistence with all this stuff, man. Like persistence. Because I mean, somebody going from eating a terrible diet to fruitarian is like almost impossible. I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to do. It might even be unhealthy because they have so much detoxing to do. It might like kill them. um, but so it like what gets me through this is like what gets me through it is knowing that at some point I'm gonna be fruitarian.
Hmm.
Like it's not even a question. Like I'm going to be it, completely eating fruits for the rest of my life. At some point, I'll be doing that, and I know that. And so I just keep trying. And last time I did it, I was not vegan yet. I had still been eating milk products and yogurt and a lot of yogurt. So I kind of feel like that's why it failed last time, or at least that's why it was really difficult last time, because I had a lot to detox. There was a lot of mucus buildup and all that, and so that made it tough. So now I've been vegan for over a year, been able to clean a lot of that out, and now it's time to try it out again, see what happens, you know. So I feel like the mindset is just be optimistic. Like don't get frustrated if you fall back to your cooked food or something else. Shoot for the stars, but be easy on yourself. We're all human. We can't just you know can't just do everything. We have to do everything in steps. So
Hmm. Yeah, shoot for the stars and land on the moon.
yeah.
That.
And I think being aware of like the detox process, being aware of the symptoms and that kind of thing, listening to other fruitarians talk about it, understanding the process, that it's going to be difficult in the beginning to transition over to all fruit. Your body has to get used to that. Your stomach has to learn how to expand and accept um, all that water content. And so I think you just gotta my just keep trying, man. Just
Hmm.
keep trying. Just keep going at it. What do you think? What's your? Because I'm sure you've gone all fruits for some time.
Yeah, I've done the process. I think that, like you said, it's being very optimistic and listening to your body. I
That's
think,
such a big one, I think.
yeah, it's huge. So I think if you're just transitioning to another diet, another lifestyle, I would say another lifestyle, then you have to treat it like a lifestyle and treat it as you're that you know why you're doing it, and you're doing this for your life, for your health, and it will affect other areas in your life. So you really see the connections and how this will benefit other areas of your life, your health,
Yeah,
your brain, different relationships. I think that you're more eager to do it, and you have to, like, when it comes to discipline. Discipline doesn't just work by itself. You have to have some sort of passion, some sort of like
like a.
benefit and pleasure. Like you have
Hmm.
to know that there's going to be something that comes out of this, and you have to really emotionally do this because you want to feel great, you want to feel good, but also too just to you're doing this to really um, just take care of all aspects of your life, all aspects of your mind, your emotions, your body, and so
Mm.
just seeing this really, really painting the picture of how doing this lifestyle will affect other areas. And when you understand it, when you see it, and then you see the benefits, then you start to get more motivated, and you start to feel like this is something you can do for a very long time.
Yeah,
But,
I think also a big motivator is experiencing the the negative side effects of your previous lifestyle, or the what habits you want to leave, like experiencing those experiencing the negative side effects of those, like eating going onto a raw food or fruitarian diet, and then falling back on cooked, after a week or two or something like that, and then experiencing those symptoms of having that, more dense, more heavy, less energized food in your body, that becomes a motivator. You feel so crappy after you have it. But, or like, we ate out yesterday and we had the cake. Eating those things, experiencing those crappy side effects, right? Like not being able to sleep at night. And then that becomes a huge motivator. You're like, I don't want to do that ever again. And then you just decide then and there. Like that becomes the motivator, at least for me. And I think maybe people are motivated by different things.
You have to find what your motivation is. Your motivation and the reward.
It's funny because in astrology, astrologically, there are different types of motivations. There's 3 different types. There's Rajasic, there's Tamasic, and there's Sattvic. And your Rajasic is, I think that's motivated by pleasure, something like that, motivated by material pleasure. Tamasic is motivated by the removal of pain, which is funny because that's what the Scorpio sign is. It's a Tamasic sign. I'm a Scorpio rising. I'm always most motivated when I experience the ill effects of things and I don't want to do them again. That's what makes me go up to that higher thing. And then you have the Sattvic, which is motivated by like helping others.
Other person.
Like spreading the generosity onto others. And of course we all have percentages of each of those. It's not like, oh, you're a Scorpio, so you're completely Tamasic. It's all dependent on where your planets are, how many planets you have in what signs. Because these different signs are either Tamasic, Rajasic, or Sattvic.
Oh. That's good to know.
Yeah. Well, so that's another, that's a cool thing about, I know we just kind of went on a tangent there. You'll have to forgive me. I'm on all fruits now. My mind's just like, it's going all kinds of places.
It's related because when you understand primarily what motivates you to do things, then you can train yourself and really trick yourself to make a transition based off of those motivations. And the more you focus on those motivations, then you're able to transition to something else that will benefit your health.
Right.
Then you just use that tool. That motivation is a tool for you. Yeah.
And that's definitely where astrology can be such a useful tool, because you learn these things about yourself. How am I motivated? How do I... And of course you have to test it against your own, kind of self. You have to really genuinely ask yourself. But it gives that picture to you of how you're motivated, how you may react to things, what your general outlook is on life. People don't even notice these things, right? They could be living such an angry life, yelling at people, just expressing anger to their kids and whoever, and they won't even know it. They're super unconscious, have no idea. They've never gone introspective and looked inwardly. And so it can be such an amazing tool to just even if your chart is off, even if your chart's way off, even if it doesn't even fit you, at least what it's doing is making you look at yourself, right? Because you look at the chart and you're like, that's not me. None of this stuff fits me. So in order for you to say that, you would have to actually look at yourself and go, well, what am I like? This chart is saying I'm like this, but what do I think I'm like? So that just getting in the habit of doing that introspection is something that's really powerful and needed on this planet. So many people that are constantly just externalizing everything, never wondering if it's something they should be doing or saying or thinking. Unconscious sleeping people. But hey, let's talk about that YouTuber who
Oh,
was talking about the basically having no government, how we can thrive as a human species without having a government or control figures over us.
yeah, his name is uh Larkin, I think, or
Hmm.
Larson.
Yeah, I think that's
He,
it. Larkin something
yeah,
or
Larkin.
something Larkin.
But he's been an anarchist for over 10 years or so, and he's written many books on the issue and the topic, and he's done plenty of YouTubes. He has his own YouTube, and he's had many interviews.
Hmm.
And basically, he at first he was a Republican, a conservative, a Republican, and he was gung ho about it. He believed in, you know, the Republic ideology. But I think he said that what got him out of it is that he didn't like to lose an argument. So I think another anarchist was trying to argue with him,
Hmm.
and then he was like, okay, well, like this person is trying to argue with me. Well, let me take a look at my position, and then he started to look at his position on the government, and then he just found out all these fallacies, all these lies, and really the number one lie that's like his platform is that a ruling class, that someone has the authority over your freedom, and that's the biggest lie that has been taught since grade school, since you were a child, and that's not true. So he gives tons and tons of examples that make absolutely sense. So if you tell someone, this very basic example, they would say, no, you can't do this. But I'll give you the example. Let's say you have some salesman. He knocks on your door and he says, "Hey, I want to sell you this product. I want to sell you these products and services." And then you ask, "Okay, what are the services and products?" Well, he says, "Well, I can't tell you yet. You just have to sign this agreement and purchase this." And you're like, "No, I don't want to buy these services if you can't tell me what it is." And he's like, "Okay, wait. Well, I can tell you this, that there's a certain price, but the price may go up and down depending on, or in each month they'll go up or down. We really don't know." And then he's like, "What? You can't do that. I'm not gonna buy your services, and you can't tell me what the price is." So you just close the door on them, and then they come back the next day, and he's like, "Wait. I don't think you understand this. You have to." And he tells you, "You have to buy my services, and if you don't, there's going to be some repercussions." And then you say, "What? I don't think so. I don't think I want any of your services, and I'm gonna ask you to leave." And then he says, "Wait. Okay. Um, well, I have another business partner. His name is my cousin Bob, and you have the choice to to pick either me or my other person Bob, my cousin Bob." He's like, "I don't pick any of you guys. You guys are crap." Um, so the point is that you would, if anyone came up to your door and told you these things, saying that you have to buy their services, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, and saying that you have a choice between him and his cousin, and also he can't tell you what the price is, you're going to tell them to leave. But that's what government is. They tell you
Yeah.
that, you have to pay for these services. There's a whole pool of money that goes to military, building roads, all these things, but it always changes. There's more people pay more for military than anything else. Um, and then all these other bogus things that they pay for that people don't agree to. They may agree to one thing but not agree to another. I don't want to pay for military, especially all the wars that goes on. Also, the price change all the time, and then the politicians, they're basically in the same party, in the same thing. They're either Democrat or Republic, but they're all pretty much the same.
Mm.
So that's what authority. That's what the government is. Government is saying that they have more rights over you than you have over yourself,
Yeah.
basically, in a
Yeah,
nutshell.
they're really annoying. They act like
Yeah.
Just to basically sum up what you were saying, the government is very annoying. Um, yeah, I mean, they act like they're parents. They act like they're the people's parents. Like when you watch the news, right? They act like, oh, and if you come back after this break, we're gonna show you a little tip on saving money in this winter. And it's like these are things that like your parents would like say to you, right? They like keep things kind of hidden from you until the right time, and they act like they're doing you such a favor. And they're like, "Oh, we'll show you these three superfoods that are gonna get you through the flu season."
Yeah.
All this dumb crap. And they feel like they're entitled, and they feel like they're doing all of us a favor, and people buy into it. The masses buy into it, and they truly, honestly think that they're doing all of us a favor,
Yeah.
and that the doctors that they provide us with are gods on earth,
Hmm.
and that everybody needs medical insurance. If you don't have it, then you're gonna get struck by lightning or something, or you're
You
gonna
get
get hit
penalized.
when you're walking down the street. Somebody's gonna hit you. What are you gonna do then?
You get penalized.
Shit out
Gross.
of luck there.
Yeah.
No,
It's fun.
dude, I got out of that, man. Did you have to pay the insurance thing?
Well,
The
yeah.
insurance
Well,
penalty?
they,
Did you pay the penalty?
no. How did you get out of it?
All you got to tell them is you can't afford it, and they go, "Okay, you don't have to pay the." That's all you have to say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it. Because they have a list. Because they have a list of options, right? And they say, "Did you have insurance?" And you say no, and they say, "Well, why didn't you have it?" Well, because I couldn't afford it. And then it says, this is TurboTax at least. I don't know how other ones do it.
Uh huh.
And then they say, well, out of all the 12 months, when could you not afford it for each person? And you just put for every person that you couldn't afford it on any month, and they can't, and they don't, and you're you're exempt. You get out of it. You don't have to pay it. I mean, I don't think it's that much though. I think it's what like 100 and something bucks.
Oh, it keeps going up every year. Now it's like 600.
Are you serious? 600?
Yeah, and then for the penalties, and then it's gonna go up next. It goes up every year. It's that or 5% of your of the amount of money you make.
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta know, dude. You gotta know how to work the tax system, man. We got a nice big return this year because we just knew how to work the system.
I'm still waiting for my tax return. They haven't sent it to me. I filed it 4 weeks ago.
We're getting almost 10 grand in our return.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and that's because, and you need to start doing this.
Uh-huh.
Is you because aren't you are you work as an independent contractor for anybody?
Well, yeah, yeah, I do.
Like, did you get 1099s from anybody?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got to start, and plus you own a. Don't you have your own business? Dante's
Peak. Yeah.
Don-
I mean, I did the whole what's it called?
dude.
Writing.
You gotta write everything off.
Yeah.
You write off your cell phone charges for the year, for the entire year.
Yeah.
You write off your Wi-Fi, the amount that you pay for your Wi-Fi each
Mm-hmm.
month for the
Hmm.
whole year. You write off all the miles that you drove. You
Yeah.
write off all the meals that you eat out. You write
Yeah.
off any business trips that you go on.
I did that. Yeah.
I mean, you can really rack it up big time.
Yeah. I was supposed to get 2,000, but I'm still waiting. It's crazy. I don't know why.
I already got my VA return is already back to me. I'm waiting on the federal return.
Yeah, I got my VA thing, but the federal, like I sent it, and it's been almost 5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yeah, they said
Damn.
they said if it passes 12 weeks, then I need to call them.
Psh,
So
let's hope that doesn't happen.
uh,
Dealing with the IRS is a freaking
yeah,
pain in the ass. I freaking owned
they
them though,
are.
dude. Ah, I owned them last year. Was it last year? I think it was last year. They sent me they sent me a bill for my return, and they said, oh, you owe me. They said, oh, you owe us $900 or something like that because you didn't put something or other, and I ended up putting it. I think we might have missed a 1099 or something like that.
Uh,
I don't remember exactly what it was.
yeah.
So I amended it with the 1099 added, and then I deducted enough things to where I actually got a check back from the IRS. So they send me a bill saying you give us 900, and I sent a document back saying no 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 no, you actually owe me $200 or whatever it was.
uh,
And then they sent me this nice like super like official Treasury, U.S. Treasury check. It felt very
nice.
satisfying. I was way too satisfied from that, but it was. Sometimes you gotta stand up to these people, man. That
He,
dude, the taxing is such a scam, bro.
yeah, IRS. It is.
It's
It, he
such
he
a
got
scam.
he got put
Go
in
ahead.
jail for a year. Larkin guy, the guy I showed
For
you,
what?
for the tax invasion.
Tax invasion?
Or yeah, I mean he was he said they said that that he owed money, and he said that
Oh, he didn't pay it. He refused to pay it.
yeah he refused to pay it, but he went to a court of law, and you
Yeah,
can go on his website, and he shows everyone, the tax people, the jury, that
yeah,
you don't have to pay it. He went book by book through the law,
yeah,
and there's parts in the law that says that you don't have to pay.
yeah.
So, but he still got put in jail because the jury
Because the system is corrupt.
is the jury. The jury didn't know. It,
Oh yeah, they were all just sheeple. They just because they all paid their taxes, so
right.
they're like, "What? This guy? He can't get off the chain."
Yeah, exactly.
And that's like what happens, right? It's like the people end up being so unhappy because of the system, or it's like they get screwed over by the system because they don't become awake and step out of it.
Yeah.
And so then they force others to also be stuck into the system. And it's like, oh, well, I'm doing it, so you need to do it too. It's like, you
The
know,
the only reason why we have government is because the majority believes in it and forces other
right.
people to believe in it too. And it's just the politicians are only a few hundred. You have a few people make the decisions, only a few people, but you have everyone who believes in it and
Yeah,
forces other people to believe in it too. If you don't, then they're the enforcers. So you have like the
right.
enforcers that it makes the majority, and then you have the people who write the enforcement. They say
Mm,
you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to go here, go there, go to war, you know,
yeah,
write tickets to
right.
collect more money. But it's like they really don't have they have no power. It's all perceived power.
Yeah.